As most of you know, I used to be a Buddhist nun, and during that time, I had the massive privilege of living and practicing with some of the world's greatest meditation masters. During that time, I also had the privilege of immersing myself in the Burmese culture, a culture that's carried the Dharma for hundreds of years. I could spend a long time recounting beautiful stories of my encounters with the Burmese people, of how deeply they welcomed me and supported me during that time. From the doctor, not only who treated me free of charge, but also went out of his way to get for me expensive medicines and then gifted them to me for free. Dor Waithasim Mo, who took 3 months out of her busy life to cook for me as I did a 3-month meditation retreat in Pakoku. Dor Namu, who tended to our many needs whilst we practiced for 6 months in the forest. Dor Myanmar, who welcomed me as if I were one of her family and was always there for me if I needed a shoulder to cry on or a spare blanket or help fixing my robes. And so many more stories. The Burmese people who, as habit, would save up the best of what they had to give it to us in support of our practice, who unquestioningly would take their place at the back of the queue whilst they served us first, and then would joyfully eat the leftover rice and curry. And it's not only me, obviously, who has benefited from the selfless service and open-handed generosity of the Burmese people. Any of us who have done a Gwenka retreat, who have used the Sam Harris apps, who have enjoyed the teachings of masters such as Mahasi Sayadaw, U Pandita, Pa'ok Sayadaw, Ajahn Tejaniya, Venerable Dhammasami, Thabawa Sayadaw. We've all in turn benefited from the faith and the generosity and the kindness of the Burmese people. And now, as the Burmese people resist the military coup in their country, they need our support. It's not only a political issue. The plight of the Burmese people directly impacts the spiritual capacity of the whole world. When asking my friends in Myanmar what we could best do to support them, what they tell me is they just want to know that people care. They want to know that they haven't been forgotten. And so I invite you all in whatever way you can, with your friends or your family, with your colleagues, on whatever social media platforms that you use. Make sure that this issue is kept alive. Make sure that people know what's going on, that it's in their thoughts, that the Burmese people haven't been forgotten. And of course, also, as the Burmese people continue in their non-violent resistance to the military coup, financial support is much needed. With banks shut down and the internet also often out of service, it's not easy to find secure funding links into the country. I'm going to put a couple of links in the description to this video, or I encourage you all to Google Insight Myanmar or also betterburma.org. The people running these organisations are friends of mine, and I can vouch for the security and the reliability of the funding channels that they're using to get money to the people who need it most. I ask you all to seriously consider making a donation and to put into practice some of the qualities that the Burmese people have been teaching us, of compassion, of generosity, of selflessness. Thank you for listening.